Welcome to coverage of Tri-County Conference Baseball here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Today we have a DWB feature between the Timber Creek Chargers and the Highland Tartans. I'm your play-by-play broadcaster for today's game, Dan Wilkins, along with my producer Donna Wilkins and our graphics crew Gavin Van Rel and Caleb Lane. It's going to be a good one today between the Chargers and the Tartans in Tri-County Conference Liberty Division action. Timber Creek is 3-5 this year, and as one of the fathers of one of the players told me on the way out, he said Timber Creek's playing a lot like the Phillies this year, consistently inconsistent. But that doesn't mean that Timber Creek is not going to put up a valiant effort today. They've had themselves a good record in the last couple of years, and if you looked on our Twitter page at DW Broadcasting, they were ranked in our Wilkins Wednesday South Jersey baseball rankings. If you want to check that out as well, St. Augustine took the top spot along with Shawnee in second and Cherokee in third. Audubon, my home team, jumped 4 spots all the way up to 6th. But let's give ourselves a look at our pregame previews and our starting lineups for both sides here today. For the Timber Creek Chargers, hold on a second, I had to switch something on our board. There we go. So for the Timber Creek Chargers, as coached by John Cates, we have ourselves Austin Dubler, the shortstop, batting first. Braden Simpson is the pitcher, batting second. Aiden Scanlon is the first baseman, batting third. Nick Trainer is the DH, batting fourth. Chase Smith will be at second base but will not bat. Cole Erickson is the left fielder, batting fifth. Vic Okendo is the right fielder, batting sixth. Kyle Lizer, is the catcher, batting seventh. Matt Newcomb is the third baseman, batting eighth. And Chase Conway is the center fielder, batting ninth. For the Highland Tartans, as coached by DJ Gore, it's Robert Carfagno in center field. Matt Mullen at the pitcher's spot, batting second. Vinny Davis is the second baseman, batting third. CJ Crowley is the first baseman, batting cleanup. Corey Jenkins is the left fielder, batting fifth. Luis Celis Rodriguez is the shortstop, batting sixth. Ian Robeson is the catcher, batting seventh. Nick Witch is the third baseman, batting eighth. And Trenton Holmes is the right fielder, batting ninth. Folks, everybody's getting ready out on the field. The warm-up's just wrapped up for the Chargers and the Tartans. We'll go to break, and we'll be back with first pitch and our pregame ceremonies. We'll be right back, folks. The Highland Tartans taking the field. They will start their afternoon here facing the Timber Creek Chargers here in a DWB feature from the Highland Regional High School. We have ourselves pitching for the Tartans to be Matt Mullen, number 1, and we'll give you a rundown of what he's been accomplishing so far in just a second. Had to restart something real quick. So for Matt Mullen, and for the Highland team overall, they're 3-5 with a 1-2 record in the Tri-County Liberty Division. But these two teams have a lot to prove because Highland had their spring break trip down in the Myrtle Beach area, and they unfortunately lost 3 of their 4 games that they played. But in New Jersey action, they lost 8-2 to Cumberland on opening day. They beat Delsea 4-0 and beat Cape May Tech 13-3 and lost to Triton 7-3. So when it comes to New Jersey baseball, Highland definitely is going to be on the struggling end of some things at some point, but they look to rebound today versus the Timber Creek Chargers. For Matt Mullen, the senior right-hander, he's got a 4.5 ERA in 4 2/3 innings this year with 3 strikeouts, 3 earned runs, 7 total runs, so 4 of them unearned, and 2 walks. He pitched in the 2 1/3 innings versus Delsea, and then pitched 2 1/3 innings versus an out-of-state opponent on April 12th. So here we go. Timber Creek and Highland will be getting started right here, right now. Austin Dubler will be the first to hit for the Chargers this afternoon in a DWB feature. It's gonna be a good one. Here we go. Mullen versus Dubler, the lefty. And the first pitch is going to be a foul ball. 0-1, we're underway. Swing and a miss, 0-2. It's a ground ball out to second base. Throw to first is in time, and Timber Creek is retired to start the ball game. And this is going to bring up Braden Simpson, the pitcher. Oh, I just messed something up. Yeah, it just froze. Sorry, folks. Hold on one sec. About that, folks. Now we are good. Swing and a miss. I don't think the scoreboard is on down the right field line. I can see the scoreboard, but it's just I don't see anything running down there, so I'm not sure.
We'll catch up.
Yeah. Here's the pitch. That one skips away.
We'll call needed on that.
And Simpson is retired on a strikeout. This is going to bring up Aiden Scanlon. Here's Aiden Scanlon. Strike right down Broadway on a breaking ball. 0-1. Timber Creek this year, 3-5. They won their first 3, but have dropped their last 5 in a row. They're looking to avoid a 6th this afternoon, as that one's in the dirt, 1-1. They started off with a triumphant win over Deptford, 17-5, and an 8-7 win over Triton, and an 11-5 win over Highland, but dropped to Woodstown, Delsea, Gloucester Catholic, Cherokee, and Cumberland. That's in the dirt. Could be 2-1. After this, they play Delran tomorrow on Thursday. And then Timber Creek plays Cherry Hill East in the Coaches vs. Cancer tournament on Sunday at Mainland Regional. I will be there, not DWB, but we're working in association with BFA Sports. I'll be working production all day, and I'll be on the play-by-play for Audubon and Spotswood at 2:30. That's going to be a walk. So Scanlon reaches, and this is going to bring up Nick Traynor. Nick Traynor, the sophomore, batting .320 in his second campaign of his high school career. Last year he went 0 for 8 in a small sample size of a freshman year, but he already has 7 1/3 innings pitched this year. But today he is the DH. 1-0. Out of his 8 hits, though, 3 of them are doubles and 1 of them is a triple, so he's got 50% of his hits worth extra bases. Throw back to first. Almost went over the head of Highland's first baseman, which if I pull up my lineup card, that would be C.J. Crowley, but here we go, Mullen versus Traynor. Runner on first for Timber Creek. There's a strike. That one misses. Should be 2-1. On deck for the Chargers would be the left fielder Cole Erickson. Mullen is set. He kicks and deals. Ground ball, out to second, and he's going to tag Traynor on his way to the bag to retire the side. Timber Creek leaves a runner aboard. We go to the bottom of the first. Tartans get their first chance to hit here at Highland Regional High School. Bottom of the first, Timber Creek's going to get their first chance in the field. The pitcher is Braden Simpson, sophomore right-hander. Batting .393 at the plate with a 2.42 ERA on the mound. He's going to get his first taste of Tartan blood here in the first. Has appeared twice this year. An 8-7 win versus Triton. He pitched 6 innings, almost the full way, and then pitched 2 2/3 and an 8-6 loss versus the Delsea Crusaders. And the first pitch is a strike to Robert Carfagna. Outside. 1-1. Got it off the hands, but that's going to be a foul ball. 1-2. Breaking ball misses upstairs. Foul ball. And that's outside. Count will run full. Here's a line shot in the left. That'll be a base hit. So Carfagna works the count and lines a bullet to left. So here's Matt Mullen. First pitch. Runners going, swing and a miss. Throw down is in time. They got him. So Carfagna tried to get a little too greedy with it, and he is set down trying to go to second base. So that will clear the bases, and with one away, Mullen is behind in the count, 0-1. Outside. Two and one. And that's outside. So after Carfagna got a little bit too greedy with it on the bases, maybe Mullen will be able to save face by getting on first base on a free pass. But he will not, at least for now, pop up back behind the plate. And at third base, to make the catch, is Timber Creek, and that will be the second out. So here is Vinny Davis. So Newcomb with the play. And here's Vinny Davis, second baseman for the Tartans. That's inside, 1-0. Two-0. Davis, the senior, batting .348 his senior year with a slugging percentage of .826. He already has 3 homers in his young season. And it'll be a 3-1 count to Davis. 23 at-bats, 8 for 23, 9 RBIs, 2 doubles, 3 homers. That's ball 4. So Davis takes first base, and this will bring up C.J. Crowley, followed by Corey Jenkins. Throw back to first, nothing doing there. That one misses. Strike. Crowley, the senior first baseman, 6 foot flat, batting .263. 5 for 19, all singles, but has drawn 7 walks. Here's a ground ball, hot shot into right field, a base hit. Going to third, here comes the throw from Okendo, and it'll be cut off. A 2-out single for C.J. Crowley puts runners on the corners for the Tartans. And this will bring up Corey Jenkins. Two away, runners at first and third, and here's Corey Jenkins. Junior outfielder, 5'9", 240 average, 6 for 25 with 2 doubles. Had a home run last year, but none so far this year. Had 16 stolen bases in his sophomore campaign. Has 6 so far in the young season. Here's the first pitch, fastball away. 1-0. Here's a liner to left. That one is a fair ball. It's picked up in left, and Tartans are on the board. RBI single off the bat of Corey Jenkins, and after 5 batters, Highland's got a run. It's 1-0. So here is Luis Celis Rodriguez. Runners on first and second, and the infield will meet here as Timber Creek's assistant coach will come out and talk to him. Keep in mind, tomorrow is back to the norm with Audubon Green Wave baseball, with Collingswood and the Panthers meeting the Audubon Green Wave at home, 3:45 p.m. start. And Friday will be in Summers Point, again under the BFA Sports banner, as we'll be covering the Atlantic City Vikings and the Bridgeton Bulldogs. That'll be 4 o'clock again down in Summers Point, down the shore. Might have to get my flip-flops on and take a dive in the sand. It is beautiful weather today. I mean, it's been great all week, maybe except for Monday, so really a good start. But Jenkins with an RBI single, and here is Luis Celis Rodriguez. Davis scored on the RBI single. 2 hits, actually 3 hits in the inning for Highland, but Carfagno was called out at second base trying to stretch a single on a stolen base. Here, a throwback to second, had a chance, but no play. Luis, a freshman, 409 average in his first year of varsity baseball. 5'7", 409 average. 9 for 22. All 9 of them are singles. Had a 2-hit game in the 8-2 loss versus the Cumberland Colts on opening day on April 3rd. Popped up back behind the plate. And who's got it? It is caught at first. A nice play, bending over backwards to make the play, Aiden Scanlon. And the inning is over. Highland scores a run on an RBI single by Corey Jenkins. We go to the second, 1-0 Tartans. Top of the second, Cody Erickson is the first to hit for the Timber Creek Chargers. First pitch is a fly ball, popped up out towards second base, and calling for it, and making the play will be Vinny Davis, and there's one away. So here is Vic Okendo. Timber Creek was held to a walk, and that's really all she wrote in the first. Ground out, a strikeout, a walk, and a fielder's choice that retired the side. Away, 1-0. Okendo, the junior outfielder, 6 for 19 in his junior campaign, batting .316 with a slugging percentage of .474 and a ground ball, throw to first. Oh no! He's going for second base, and he is safe. Sorry, I missed that play because I was looking at my scorecard. Apologies there. So two-bagger for Vic Okendo, which will be his 4th double of the year. And this is going to bring up Kyle Lizer. So Timber Creek with their first hit of the afternoon. Runner on second, one out, and here's Kyle Lizer. Lizer, the senior catcher, batting .238, 5 for 21 in his senior campaign. First pitch outside, 1-0. Had a homer each in his last 2 seasons in 2021 and 2022, but none so far this year. 1 double on the campaign, 4 singles, 2 RBIs, and 2 walks. Slugging percentage of .286 and a swing and a miss. Okendo broke from second base, but did not go. Outside. Here's a ground ball out to third. Throw to first. Is going to get away. It's going to skip from the first baseman. And Oquendo's going to round third. He's going to try to score. Throw to the plate is offline. And now going to third will be Lizer. And Lizer turns a simple infield ground ball into a 3-base advancement, scoring the tying run Oquendo. And we are knotted up at 1. So the only runner that stands is on third, as here's the third baseman, Matt Newcomb. I mean, that was just a confusing play altogether, given the circumstances. First pitch to Newcomb. On deck will be the number 9 hitter for the Chargers, Chase Conway. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Newcomb, the senior third baseman, 227 this year. 3 walks, 3 singles, 2 doubles, 5 for 22 overall. Oh, a little bit inside. There's the strike. Decent amount of lefties in the order for the Chargers. Dubler's one of them. Newcomb is another. A swing and a miss. Strikeout for Mullen. That's his second of the afternoon, and there's 2 away now for Chase Conway. Conway, a junior outfielder, 278 average, 5 for 18, 2 extra base hits, but 6 walks on the young season. That's a higher walk total than he's had in either of his previous 2 years. As there's a strike on what appeared to be a breaking ball, just based off of vertical movement. I mean, you can kind of tell when we're set up a little bit closer to center field. You can tell a lot better the angle of where a ball is being thrown, so you know if it's a slider, if the ball moves out and away, you know if it's a curve ball depending on its movement, and you know fastballs are fastballs, but a lot of it that we base it off of is just a vertical movement. You know, horizontal movement, you really can't see it from this angle, as that one's outside. And that's why I'm very reluctant to, you know, maybe be a little bit critical of the officials behind home plate, because I can't see what they can see because they're right up there and I'm 300 feet away on an angle. And yes, I have good vision, but that doesn't mean that I'm a visionary. Here we go. Strike 3 called on the outside corner to Conway. Timber Creek scores their first run of the ball game on an E5, allowing Kyle Lizer to get all the way to third base. We go to the bottom of the second, 1-1. Chargers and Tartans all tied up. Bottom of the second inning here in a DWB showcase between the Timber Creek Chargers and the Highland Tartans. First batter will be Ian Robeson as 7, 8, and 9 are due up for Highland. It'll be Robeson, Nick Witt, and Trenton Holmes as the first pitch. Swinging a foul down the third base line. Highland, so far, they scored their first run in the first on an RBI single by Corey Jenkins. They would have had two, but Carfagno is called out at second base on a stolen attempt. Breaking ball, misses upstairs, 1-1. Don't forget, on Saturday, DWB will be in Pittman for the 2023 Joe Lang Classic. We'll be covering two games at Alcyon Park. First game is at 11:30 between the Gateway Gators and the Pittman Panthers, and then the second game will be at 1:30 with the winner of that game and Glassboro and Gloucester. Popped up third base side, Newcomb going over, and it is fouled towards the lawn chairs out there down the third base line. Swing and a miss. Simpson with a strikeout. His first of the afternoon. This will bring up Nick Witt. There's another hefty hack from Witt, and it's 0-1. Foul right field line. Which the freshman, 294 average, 5 for 17, 2 RBIs, 2 walks, and 3 hit by pitches. But that one won't help him. It's a strikeout. Back-to-back Ks for Simpson, and there's 2 away very quickly for Trenton Holmes. Trenton Holmes, the senior utility man, manning the right field station this afternoon. 158 average though for the junior, 3 for 19 with 1 RBI, which was in the 3-7 loss versus the Triton Mustangs. Outside. Strike. Beautiful facility here in Highland. I mean, they have fields as far as the eye can see. Really, it's a beautiful sight. That one's outside. And I'm honestly used to Audubon being more of the small, tight-knit school with, you know, fields that bleed onto the street and, you know, very grassroots kind of stuff. But here's a fly ball at the shallow right. Okendo is there on a can of corn, and the side is retired. Timber Creek sets down the Tartans 1-2-3. We remain tied at 1 after 2. Top of the third, 1, 2, and 3 due up for the Chargers. This broadcast is brought to you in part by DJK Roofing, South Jersey's #1 roofing supplier with over 200 5-star reviews on the web. Get a free quote today by calling Carmine Rampolla at 856-778-3900. That's 856-778-3900. First pitch is a strike to Dubler. Grounded out to second, his first time. Timber Creek scored 1 in the second, and Highland did not match them in the bottom of that inning. So there's another one on a breaking ball. Dubler batting an impressive .435 in his senior year. 1 homer, 10 for 23. That one misses downstairs, 1 and 2. 8 walks, which is as many as he had in 74 at-bats in his junior campaign. Also had 21 stolen bases in 2022. Already has 8 this year. Pokes one out towards left, and that's a fair ball. That one will go out into left and rounding first, taking a big lead, but pumping on the brakes is Dubler after a base hit. So this will bring up the pitcher, Braden Simpson. It's definitely a good start now that Timber Creek has gotten an early start, and maybe if they can take the lead in this inning and maybe even in the fourth. You just have to consider that Timber Creek started off the year 3-0 and then lost 5 in a row. So like I said, one of the parents said consistently inconsistent, but sometimes inconsistency is kind of a learning process. This is a team that has a lot of seniors, and Highland also has a lot of freshmen in its starting lineup. So it's 6 one way, half a dozen another. Here's a throw down to second base, and it is sailed into center field. Going to third is Dubler, and he gets in there on a stolen base, followed by an E2, thanks to Ian Robeson. So Timber Creek is threatening again with a runner on third and nobody out. So how about it? Highland is going to talk it over. So here's Braden Simpson, who sends a first pitch rocket to center, and that is caught. Dubler's tagging. He's coming to the plate, and he will score without a contest. And it's 2-1, Timber Creek. They take the lead here in the top of the third. Here's Aiden Scanlon. Outfield backing up a little bit, playing a little deeper for Scanlon. First pitch misses in the dirt. 1-0. Scanlon, as we said, .364 average, 8 for 22. Had a homer last year, but none so far in this young campaign. That one misses. That's a ball. There's a strike called. Count should be full, unless I have changed. I'm not sure, but. Well, it ain't gonna matter as Scanlon goes down on a swing and a miss. And there is a strikeout. Fourth K this afternoon for Mr. Mullen, Matt Mullen. All of them swinging except for one, Chase Conway, to end the bottom of the second. But here is Nick Trainer, the DH. Cole Erickson next for the Chargers. And a first pitch ground ball, foul. There's a swing and a miss. Timber Creek wasting no time to attack the baseball, and that might be hurting them as well because they've, like I said, had 4 strikeouts and they've really gotten behind in the count a lot, but the lead says otherwise, and the 2-1 ball game may lead me to believe that it's working, but it's 1-2 to Nick Trainer. Trainer grounded into a fielder's choice to end the first inning in his first at-bat. Got a piece of it, and it's foul. First 3 for the Highland Tartans in the bottom of the third will be 1, 2, and 3, Carfagno, Mullen, and Davis. But a 2-strike count to Nick Trainer, with nobody on base. After a single that turned into a stolen base E2 by Dubler, he came around to score on Simpson's sacrifice fly. Upstairs, 2-2. That will be fair. Nope, fouled down the left field line. Timber Creek's dugout loved it at first, but couldn't get it. And he'll have to go back to the box for one more shot. Wind blowing in from right. I can feel it at the back, at my back. So the lefty hitters for Timber Creek and Highland may be out of luck, but now the count runs full. Could get a late runner here for Timber Creek. Here's a ground ball. That one's out to third. Throw to first. It's going to be in time. And a 5-3 ground out for Trainer. He ends the inning for the third time today. We go to the bottom of the bottom of the third rather. Moving along here in Highland, 2-1 Timber Creek. Welcome to the home of the Tartans here at Highland Regional High School. Got ourselves a good ball game this afternoon. 2-1 Timber Creek over the Highland Tartans. Matt Mullen allowed a run to Timber Creek in the top half of the third inning. After their leadoff man, Austin Dubler, got on with a single and then got all the way to third base after trying to steal second, and the throw sailed into center field, and then a sacrifice fly by the pitcher, Braden Simpson, who's on the mound now, got him to score. There's a ball. Outside. Here's a ground ball past the third baseman into left field, so a base hit that skips past Newcomb. And Carfagno is 2 for 2. Just this time, I don't think he should try to steal second, because last time it did not work out for him. Here is Matt Mullen, trying to even the playing field for the Tartans here in the third. There's a first pitch grounder that hit off the pitcher's foot, and that's going to be a painful infield single for Mullen. They're going to call time here, make sure he's all right. I think that drilled him right in the foot. That's what it looked like. So they're going to talk to Simpson. So a bad bounce, and John Cates is going to come out to talk to his man. Infield gathering. Yeah, I mean, that was an unlucky bounce, and he'll certainly feel that one tomorrow. But today, right now, he's got 2 runners on with nobody out to lead off the third, so that will be a situation he will have to try to thwart. So he will remain. Small ovation, small applause here from the Highland faithful. They're going to give him a couple warm-up pitches just to make sure that he's all right. And in fact, they're just going to give him 1 warm-up pitch just to make sure. So here's Vinny Davis. Walked and came around to score in the first inning, and that's been the only run that Highland has had this afternoon. That one is down low, 1-0. What's that?
Need a pitch clock.
Oh, it ain't going that slow. There's a strike. Trust me, I've seen slower baseball games this week. Overbrook and Woodstown, that was a painful one. 7-4. The Wolverines beat the Rams, but it was just so, I mean, it's almost a 3-hour, 7-inning game. There's a pop-up foul down the right field line. I mean, you look at like footage from the Audubon Sterling game from yesterday, and Nick Caladros, he's a pretty fast working pitcher. So he was throwing the ball about every 13 to 15 seconds. So he wasn't taking that long. And neither is Simpson. Simpson isn't really taking his time either. He's not exactly rushing the ball, but he's taking a reasonable amount of time to throw, as Davis is down on strikes. Third K for Simpson, as that will be big for the middle of the order if they can set him down, along with C.J. Crowley and Corey Jenkins, both of whom have singles this afternoon. They singled back-to-back in the first, but were stranded after a pop-out to the first baseman to end the first inning. First pitch to the lefty Crowley is a strike on a called curveball, and it's 0-1. Once again, folks, don't forget on Thursday, which is tomorrow, April 20th, Collingswood will be in town to face the Audubon Green Wave. It'll be live at 3:45 on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Then Friday is going to be huge. We're going to be down in Summers Point as there is a little floater in the center field, a base hit. This one's going to go out. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it will be cut off. RBI single, C.J. Crowley. It's 2-2. So Crowley is 2 for 2, and runners will be on first and second with one away. So Carfagno came around to score. And here's Corey Jenkins. So we're all knotted up at 2. That's what you like to see, a good old even ball game. A game that's also not moving that slowly. I mean, we're at like, what, an hour on the broadcast probably?
Just under.
Just under an hour, so yeah, not terrible. I mean, we're in the third. Again, 2-2 score. Here between the Timber Creek Chargers and the Highland Tartans here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. It's the 0-1 to Jenkins. There's a strike. If you have any questions or comments about today's broadcast, drop me a line at Dan, D-A-N, Wilkins, W-I-L-K-I-N-S, show, S-H-O-W, @gmail.com. 0-2. On the outside corner, but outside. 1-2.
Phillies won early today, 5-2.
Oh, the game's already over.
Yeah, they
Wow.
must have played like a business person special.
Well, they are playing in Chicago at the Guaranteed Rate Field where the White Sox play, so they might have started around noon because that's 1 p.m. Eastern time.
Turner had a 3-hit day today.
Any homers?
I don't think so.
He's still without a homer as a Philadelphia Philly, so that is definitely a interesting caveat. Considering that he hit a good plenty of them with LA last year, but none in Philly yet. Swing and a miss. He is retired, and this will bring up Luis Celis Rodriguez after another strikeout by Simpson. Seems like the strikeouts didn't really get ramped up until the second or third inning, but now they're coming aplenty. Highland struck out twice in the second, and have now struck out twice in the third. Again, 4 Ks this afternoon for Simpson. Kind of wavered at that one a little bit, but it is not going to be called a swing. 1-0. What was it?
Trey did have his first home run today.
Nice. Only took him long enough. Only took him like 15, 20 games. Yeah, about Trey, so. There's the ball. Yeah, Trey Turner. I love the guy. He's a great addition to the Phillies ball club, but just hasn't done a whole lot yet. Scorebook got knocked out of my hands.
Knocked the camera, whatever.
Great time. Great time.
A little windy out here in no man's land.
A little bit windy, yeah. I mean, I had just dropped the scorebook. I'd lost the grip on it, so.
Nice and quiet out here, though. There's nobody.
Really, yeah. I mean, really nowhere for anybody else to watch the game except for us. Oh, it's down low. I mean, behind us is the rain garden, so there's a slope and an embankment that goes down into a pit. There's supposed to be some flowers that grow around here, but I don't see any. There's just a couple of trees and a grass pit, so I don't know. By the way, that was a walk to Luis Celis Rodriguez, so that loads the bases. No more room at the end, as Ian Robeson will come up here with 2 down. Strike. 0-1. The 0-1. Outside, 1-1. to Ian Robeson, the 7th batter of the inning for Highland. They have scored one, though, as Carfagno came in to score on an RBI single by C.J. Crowley. There's a ball, 1-1.
Runner on first is taking quite the lead.
I guess because there's nobody really challenging him, you know?
Yeah. He could get caught in a rundown if they throw it.
I mean, the first baseman's not covering the bag, so it makes sense to take, you know, a rather egregious lead.
Yeah.
So it makes sense in hindsight.
I would think you'd want to keep him.
Yeah, I mean, but because there's bases loaded and 2 outs, your best play is the closest one to you, so it's really just wasting your time covering first.
Yeah.
Especially if Robeson hits the ball down the first base line, then it leaves a lot more of availabilities for the first baseman. Because if he's holding the bag and the ball skips through in between first and second, then he's got maybe 1 or 2 runs on the board right there.
True. Very good point.
And the runner is going. Here's a line drive into left field, a base hit. That one's going to be picked up, and 2 runs will score on an RBI single by Ian Robeson with his first hit of the afternoon, and Highland has retaken the lead. It's 4-2. This is the kind of fundamental baseball that they teach in Little League. Work the count and hit a liner. And that's exactly what they did. Because Robeson is the catcher, he will be pinch run for, so he'll go back into the dugout and celebrated by his folks. And running at first base now is going to be, I can't tell, that is number 49, which is Eric Ramos. Some high numbers on the Highland Ball Club, no pun intended, or actually 100% pun intended. Runners on first and second with 2 down. After 2 strikeouts by Simpson, now he's given up 2 runs, and Okendo is going to take this first pitch fly ball to the house, and the inning is over. Highland gets 2 on a 2-run single by Ian Robeson. We go to the top of the 4th, 4-2 Tartans. Folks, welcome to DWB Trivia Time here in the 4th inning here in the DWB Showcase between the Timber Creek Chargers and the Highland Tartans. Today's question is, which is the, in terms of regular season wins, which was the worst team to win the World Series? And the options are
2006 Cardinals.
2006 Cardinals.
1987 Twins.
1987 Twins.
2000 Yankees.
2000 Yankees.
And the 2014 Giants.
2014 Giants. The answer will be revealed in the bottom of the 4th inning. Well, as you could very audibly hear, batters 5, 6, and 7 are due up for Timber in the top of the 4th inning, but they have some work to do to avoid losing their 6th straight. Remember, they play our Audubon Green Wave next week, but they get a start with a line drive to left. And a base hit for Cody Erickson. He's 1 for 2. This is going to bring up Vic Okendo. So So runner on first after a first pitch single by Erickson. A lot of singles today. And a lot of hitting in general. But 2 errors by Highland. That's partially been why Timber Creek has 2 runs in the first place instead of this being a 4-0 ball game. Now it's 4-2. Yeah, Timber Creek got the first start, and then Highland clapped back, and Timber Creek had a 2-1 lead, and it's been back and forth all day, really. I mean, these 2 teams are pretty evenly matched, but I think Highland has a lot more to prove, considering that they went 1-3 down in Virginia for their spring break trip. So playing those out-of-state teams really leaves a lot to be desired and leaves a lot of a gray area, because us New Jersey folks don't know a lot about like Cape Hanover in Virginia or Stephen Decatur in Delaware, you know, or Canton, Ohio, you know. So there's, or I think it's Cranford, Ohio is who they played, but still, the point is that in these out-of-state teams, there's only so much research that you can do that would be adequate. So, you know, sometimes you just kind of have to bite the bullet and see how far it takes you. But with a runner on first and nobody out after a leadoff single by Erickson, time is called. Mullen having a good afternoon so far. Again, 2 runs allowed, none of them earned, and a total of 4 strikeouts. Runner's going, that one's outside, and he's going to get to second base uncontested as a plume of dirt pops up from second base. And a stolen base for Erickson. And Okendo looks to now occupy that unoccupied first base. Swing and a foul tip. Got a little bit of contact on that. Next up is Kyle Lizer and Matt Newcomb for the Tartans, or rather for the Chargers. His pitch, swing and a miss. 5th strikeout for Mullen. He's got a good one rolling so far, and there's one away for Kyle Lizer, who got all the way to third on an E5. It was an infield hit that turned into something more after an error by the third baseman, which shot over Highland's first baseman, C.J. Crowley. First pitch, downstairs. 1-0. Outside, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. Next up will be Matt Newcomb. That's outside. 3-0. Hot start for Kyle Lizer. Reached base in the second inning and now has a chance to reach base again. And that is ball 4. Bat goes flying, and so does the runner. And runners on first and second with one away as catcher walks for Timber Creek, and will bring up Matt Newcomb. Newcomb struck out in his first appearance. Chase Conway, the center fielder, who also struck out, is on deck. Pinch runner at first for Lizer, and it is, can't tell exactly, it is number 11, which is Leo Ramos. So Eric Ramos was the pinch runner at first for Highland, and now Leo Ramos is the first base pinch runner for Timber Creek. So how about it? That's in the dirt. Going to third and breaking for second is both runners. Throw down is not in time. Highland can't believe it. And that is a double steal for Timber Creek on a pitch that was trapped in the dirt. And the Tartans are lining up down the first base line, so they have a decent view of that play. I didn't exactly get a solid look at it, but so Erickson, or rather Leo Ramos, is now on second, and Cody Erickson is on third. Here's a line shot. Oh, what a play! Wow, C.J. Crowley, the run will score, but a line drive ground out makes it 4-3. And now moves Timber Creek's only runner, which is Ramos, up to third. So Erickson came in to score on the 3 unassisted. And here is Chase Conway. Nice play there by Crowley to take good care of it. And here's the first pitch. So Timber Creek pulls this thing within 1. It's a 4-3 ball game. There's a strike. Right at the letters. It's 2-1. Should be at least. Here's a ground ball. High chopper into center field. And coming in to score is Lizer. And we are knotted up again, 4-4. So it's been a good one. And now Conway is the only runner at first. So Lizer came in to score. And now here is Austin Dubler, who came around to score in third when he got a single and got to third on an E2 and then came to score on a line drive sac fly by Braden Simpson. There's a very good chance that Simpson could start next Wednesday, which is 7 days from now, versus the Green Wave on April 26th. And that one is a high throw that airmails into center field, and that will be a stolen base for Dubler. He almost got the third again, which would have been the second E2 of the game, but because he didn't advance his position anywhere past second base, it will just count as a straight-up stolen base. Or excuse me, Chase Conway. That one's in the dirt. Now Conway's going to go to third. He's going to round third and stop there. Looks like he was getting pretty ambitious with where he was going to go. He was about to give the Chargers the lead, but not so fast. So Chase Conway on third, and Dubler ahead in the count. Here we go. Here's the pitch. Inside. Timber Creek's dugout, they're loving it. They are loving it. The visitors have crashed the party so far, and that's ball 4. Austin Dubler walks. So runners on first and third, and DJ Gore is going to go talk to his man, Matt Mullen. We could have a early spring pitching change coming up, but maybe not yet. Probably going to go over strategy with the go-ahead run on third. And they'll break. Here is Braden Simpson after the walk by Dubler, which placed runners on the corners for Timber Creek. Here's the first pitch, runners going. Here's a ground ball out to third, and it's a foul ball by a hair. Here's a fly ball, shallow right, and it will drop. And a bad bounce is going to drive in the run, and Timber Creek has the lead again. It's 5-4 as Conway scores on the RBI single by Simpson. He's 1 for 3, and this is going to bring up Aiden Scanlon with runners on first and third with 2 down. So how about it? Kind of took a bad hop a little bit there.
Yeah, that was really hard to handle.
Kind of threw off Holmes a little bit. I mean, even if he didn't make the catch, as long as he wasn't letting the ball go by him, he'd be fine. So really nothing you can do there. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. But Timber Creek has crawled back from a 2-run deficit and now leads 5-4 as Mullen gets a called strike on Scanlon. It's 1-1. Runner's going. Throw down to second base is not in time. So a stolen base for Simpson. Simpson taking a huge lead. There's a ball, 2-1. Downstairs. Eighth batter of the inning for Timber Creek. They've scored 3, and that will end the inning on the outside corner. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Timber Creek now leads 5-4 over the Tartans. Trivia time here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Timber Creek took a quick 5-4 lead after scoring 3 in the top half of the fourth inning. It's time for the reveal of the answer for today's trivia time. The question was, based on regular season wins, which was the worst team to win the World Series? The options were the 2006 Cardinals, the 1987 Twins, the 2000 Yankees, and the 2014 Giants. And we'll reveal the answer. You were wrong. What did you think it was?
I thought it was the 2000 Yankees.
No, they were close, but the 2006 Cardinals only went 83-78 in the season, barely above 500, and made it all the way to the World Series, beating the Detroit Tigers. So, beautiful afternoon here in Blackwood with the Highland Tartans. Just getting some blue skies, no clouds here this afternoon.
More importantly, no rain.
No rain. Not even a single cloud in sight. So Timber Creek will now be on the leading end of this ball game as they go into the bottom of the fourth, trying to hang on for another 3 innings. Another 4 innings, actually. Still got a bit of a ways to go, but first batter for the Tartans in the bottom of the fourth. If I flip over my scorecard, that would help. Would be Trenton Holmes. So guess what? 8 men came to the plate in the bottom of the third for Highland, and then 8 men came to the plate in the top of the fourth for Timber Creek. So, how about it? There's the ball, 1-0. Here's a strike. 1-1. One pitch. Here's a ground ball out towards third, snagged, and on the throw, it is in time, 1 away. So here's Robert Carfagno. Carfagno 2 for 2 has had 2 singles this afternoon. First pitch is a strike. That's a ball. Wind is really messing up our umbrella, I gotta say. Should be 1 and 2. Here's a fly ball out towards center. And that, wow, a really bad bounce, and it's going to get over the head of Conway. Going to third is going to be Carfagno with a 3-bagger on an unfortunate misplacement. And Highland, thanks to a little bump in the field and a little help from Mother Nature, now has the tying run on third base. How about it? Looked like from my view that it just was a regular line drive single that took a terrible bounce over the head of Chase Conway. That's where we stand. And here's the offering, the Mullen. 1-0. Strike, outside corner. Mullen is 1 for 2, had a single in the third, came around to score. It was a weird swing. Kind of took a couple extra steps before swinging at it. Kind of like a softball slapper. It would have worked. I mean, he made contact, but it was a foul ball. Upstairs. By the way, new pitcher for the Timber Creek Chargers. It's number 25, which will be Austin Dubler. So he moved from shortstop to the mound. And Simpson moves from the pitcher's mound to shortstop. So an easy switch. Really makes it work. And due up for Highland will be Vinny Davis. That's ball 4. Mullen works the walk. And now that puts runners on the corners for the Tartans. So here's Vinny Davis. Technically 0 for 1 as he had a walk in the first and struck out in the third. We'll step off. There's a strike. A throwback to first. 2 innings pitched for Dubler this year. This is his second appearance. Had a 1.24 ERA in his junior campaign in 2022. Here's a throw down. He tried to go, and they tried to decoy him a little bit. But now it'll be runners on second and third with Davis. By the way, folks, this broadcast is brought to you in part by Doug Does Anything, your local handyman. If you need anything done, no matter how big or small, give Doug Does Anything a call at 856-412-0118. We'll be upstairs. Oh, they're going to call a balk, and the game is tied. They called a balk on Dubler, and it's 5-5. Wow. So how about that for a turn of events? Now the only runner that stands for the Tartans is on third. And here's the pitch to Davis. Here's a line drive to left. That is a fair ball. It will go to the wall, and it's picked up, and that will be an RBI single after taking a huge lead, but coming on back home. It's 6-5 Highland. So a back and forth game continues to go on a roller coaster of a ride. It's 6-5.
Yeah, that balk wouldn't matter anyway with that single.
Yeah.
Would have scored him anyway.
Yeah, would have been a 2-run single instead of a 1-run single.
Right.
Here's the first pitch to C.J. Crowley, who's 2 for 2 today, has driven in multiple runs and has had himself one heck of a ball game. To Crowley. Whoa, look out. That one grazes him a little bit. I didn't really graze him, but you get what I'm saying. It's whizzing on by. There's the ball. 3-0. Wow. So 2 runs have scored this inning for Highland. In a compensation call, it's 3-1. Strike zone expands a little bit on 3-0. Just kind of human nature, and then the 0-2. And strikeout shrinks a little. It grows and shrinks. Here's the foul ball. Now the count is full. One's off the chain link fence behind home plate. They've got a good setup. They've got a nice wall back there. Goes pretty darn high. 3 balls, 2 strikes to C.J. Crowley. Corey Jenkins on deck for the Tartans. And that is a plunker. So it would have been ball 4 anyway, but that one puts a little pain into the game.
Taking one for the team.
That's exactly right. So runners on first and second for the Tartans. And now here's Corey Jenkins. Ball, 1-0. Waiver and a miss. Outside, 2-1. There's a strike. Here's a fly ball, rocketed to right. Okendo is there. He makes the catch, tagging from second, and nope, holding up will be Davis. So a smart decision there to pump the brakes, and a fly out to right by Jenkins will bring up Luis Salas Rodriguez, who is 0 for 1 this afternoon with a pop out and a walk. 2 on, 2 out for Highland, as they've reclaimed the lead in what has been a war of attrition this afternoon. A 6-5 ball game. There's the ball. Strike. 1-1. That one is outside, 2-1. If this inning were to continue, on deck for the Tartans would be Ian Robeson. And there is a strike. Should be 2-2 to Luis Salas Rodriguez. Here's a fly ball. Shallow center, and Simpson makes the catch to retire the side. But Highland retakes the lead. It's 6-5 going to the 5th. top of the 5th here from Highland at Highland Regional High School. We got ourselves a fun one. As the first pitch of the ball to Nick Trainer, the only man who did not come up to the plate in the 4th inning. 8 men batted for Timber Creek in the 4th, as there is I believe it was a strike. That was a ball. I was looking at my scorecard. Sorry.
I was switching it.
Sorry. Okay.
We'll catch up in a minute.
Well, it's not going to matter. Here's a fly ball deep center field, going back off the glove of the center fielder, Carfagno, and he's going to take a huge lead and then hold up at first base with a single. Tough play out there in center, but he leads it off with a banger. And here's Cody Erickson. Excuse me, Cole Erickson. Cody Erickson's a NASCAR driver. I've got the wrong sport on my mind, but I will say that Nick Trainer's got wheels getting to first base and being able to get back in time. Here's a bunt taken in at the catching spot by Robeson, but no harm, no foul, and it's 0-1. JV game just had a big error over there. Let's see some of the action going on over there. I mean, hey, it's a nice convenience knowing that the JV field and the varsity fields are right next to each other, especially if you're Highland. When their JV game is over, they just go back to the dugout, fill it up a little bit.
Where's Audubon's JV field?
They play at the Mount Ephraim field
right.
behind the car wash, where I used to play junior league ball way back yonder. Throw back to first, nothing doing there. So runner on first for Timber Creek after the single by Trainer. And with nobody out, Timber Creek's got a runner on first. Going down to second base. And he'll be safe. He dropped the ball down there. And he helped him up. Some nice sportsmanship. Gave him a hand, gave him a lift. So a stolen base for Trainer. So Erickson 1 for 2 rather, with a pop-up and a single. Waiver and a miss. He'll go down to first base. Throw down is in time. One away. And here is Vic Okendo. So here's Okendo. Still facing Matt Mullen. He is set. And the delivery is in the dirt. There's a strike. It's a ground ball. Oh, no, that was off his foot. Bring me back. Runner on second, one away, and a 2-strike count to Vic Okendo. Mullen's delivery is a ground ball out into center field. This could tie up the game. Here comes the throw from Carfagno. He's going to stutter step. And holding at third will be Trainer. So no tie game yet, but runners on the corners for Timber Creek as they look to threaten again. I'm pretty sure 6-5, right? Yeah? Mm-hmm. Wow, back and forth. And Highland does not want to give up the lead again. I mean, this is very much a back and forth game where it's not the defense has been bad, it's been that there really just has been a lot of hitting. There's a difference between scoring a lot of runs because your hitting is good and scoring a lot of runs because your defense is bad or because the pitching is bad. There's a very stark difference between that, and a lot of times it shows up in the box score. I've seen sometimes games where the winning team has more runs than they have hits, and hey, that happens, and it goes to show maybe you have good plate discipline, or maybe the opposing team just didn't have it in their gloves this afternoon. But here comes the throw down to second base. Throw gets cut off after going down to Vinny Davis. So Mullen in some trouble. No action that I can see in either bullpen. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. To Kyle Leiser. Strike called, and Leiser goes down looking, 2 down. This would be huge if Highland can hold them off here in this inning, and of course that guarantees absolutely nothing for the 6th, but would maybe swing the momentum in their direction just a little bit, and that would be a huge step in the right direction for the Tartans. But here is Matt Newcomb, third baseman, 0 for 2, struck out in the 2nd, had a 3 unassisted on a line drive in the 4th. Pokes one foul, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That threw me off a little. It's 1-1. I heard the crack of the bat and I looked up. That's on the JV field down there. Here's a fly ball rocketed to left center field, and it is caught to retire the side. So Newcomb, in an 0 for 3 effort, gets Highland out of the jam. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 6-5, Tartans up top. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Pearlie's Printing and Bantles, Banners, Signs, and Apparel. The true one-stop shop for all your print and promotional needs with a 5-star Google rating. Over 50 years in business, handling any ink on paper project as well as banners, signs, apparel, and promotional swag. Bottom of the 5th here, top of the 6th, excuse me, here from Highland. Nope. Yes, bottom of the 5th. Okay. Third time's the charm.
I thought maybe I missed something.
I thought maybe I missed something. All good. First pitch is a strike. To Ian Robeson. Neal 1. Down and away, 1-1. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 due up for Highland in a 1-run lead in the bottom half of the 5th. Still got 1.5 to play. Still 2 full innings, but still. Ball, 2-1. Hopped up. Back behind the plate and foul. 2-2. Two-strike count and it's away at 1-2. No, excuse me. 2. No. Yeah. 2-2. 2-2. Sure. You're well. You're not sure. Your guess is as good as mine, but foul back. That one's gonna go over the screen as a Frontier Air plane flies ahead. I think it was just out of our grasp, but here's the offering. That's ball 4. I was always the kind of player to get in trouble in Little League because I would always be looking up at the planes. Coach would have to tell me, pay attention, kid, pay attention. It was. Here is Nick Witch. After the walk surrendered by Kubler. Or by Dubler, excuse me. Try to combine a name that I knew versus a name that I didn't know. No, I kid. John Cates did a great job of helping me out there with phonetic pronunciations as well. On the lineup card, he did a great job. Here's a bunt. Throw to first is in time, and moving to second is Robeson. So a successful sacrifice is for the first out, and here's Trenton Holmes. Here's a ground ball in the first pitch, out to short. Flip to second for 1 on the first. It is not in time, doesn't look like. So it looks like that they were able to, yeah. So the only runner that stands is on third, and there's 2 down, which is Ian Robeson on third. Here is Robert Carfagno. They're going to intentionally walk him. And now it'll be Matt Mullen. So Dubler is going to going to get a shot here. Here's a fly ball hit out to center field. Conway is there. He'll make the play, and the side is retired. Highland threatens with 2 aboard, but does not score. We go to the 6th, 6-5. Tartans over the Chargers. Pitching change here presented by Peruli's Printing. The new hurler for the Tartans is number 8, Christian Williams, freshman here in 2026. Highland will have 2, 3, and 4 due up in the bottom half of the 6th in case Timber Creek comes back here in the top half. I mean, regardless, they will still bat, obviously, but just to consider that Highland had a bit of momentum, put 2 on in the bottom half of the 5th, but again, did not score. For the Chargers will be Chase Conway, who is 1 for 2, struck out in the 2nd, lined a single in the 4th, and got a run home in the meantime. In the dirt. There's a strike. 1-1. Upstairs, 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. Two and 2. At least the dugout's helping us know the count.
Yeah, really. Could hear them all the way out here.
Yeah, well, that's the case with most dugouts. They seem to have good range on their vocals. As there's a line drive into left field, a base hit for Conway. This one's going to be picked up here out and left. Throw down to second base is not in time. And a leadoff double. Chase Conway, his second hit of the game, as Timber Creek will look to start another rally as they try to avoid their 6th straight loss. And now Robeson will come out to talk to Williams. That one is down low. And moving over to third is Conway, so that now puts the tying run 90 feet away. Versus Dubler, who was 1 for 2. Had a single in the third, came around to score after an E2 and a sacrifice fly, and then walked in the fourth, got all the way to third base, but did not score. Strike. Looked like a close play, but runs in the favor of Highland. Swing and a foul. Got a piece of it. And ran that one down the first base line. 2-strike count. Two-strike pitch to Dubler. Here's a fly ball out towards right center field, and this one is going to get in the gap. It will go to the center field wall. Picked up and a throw in, not stopping Dubler going for third. He is, throw is high, but he's in there, and the Chargers have tied the game 6-all. RBI triple, Austin Dubler, and he does it in a great way and a grand way. 6-6. So a double by Conway, followed up by a triple from Dubler, and now Braden Simpson will be up as DJ Gore will come out. And a quick exit for Christian Williams. And now we will have a Parolee's printing pitching change. So we'll go to break and we'll be back in just a minute with a Highland tie game with Timber Creek 6-6. Rolly's printing pitching change after a quick exit by Christian Williams. The new hurler is number 49, which is Eric Ramos. He was a pinch runner earlier in the ball game, and now he's on the mound. So really a jack of all trades, but an RBI triple by Austin Dubler made this thing a 6-6 tie game between the Timber Creek Chargers and the Highland Tartans, taking a huge lead off of third rather, is Dubler. He's the only runner that stands, and it's a 1-0 count to Braden Simpson. That's a ball. 2-0. Upstairs, 3-0. Outside ball 4. So 4-pitch walk to Simpson. And runners will be on the corners for Aiden Scanlon. There's a strike, 0-1. There's the ball, 1-0. Yeah, we are having some difficulties with a choppy feed out here, so might have hit a rough patch with the Wi-Fi, so just hang tight. Runners go, runner goes, and that will go down to second base. So Dubler's down there. Runners are now on second and third. Still no outs. That's a ball. Going down to first base on the ground ball, and he got him. Everybody holds up. So 5-3. One away for Nick Trainer. Upstairs, 1-0. Fly ball, left center field. Making the catch is Carfagno, and everybody will hold up. Wow, what a throw from center field by Robert Carfagno, and that will hold up the runners. So second and third. With 2 down for Cole Erickson. Wondered if they were going to intentionally walk him, but Oquendo's 2 for 3 and Erickson's 1 for 3, so it might be best to just kind of face the music. 0-1. Here's a grounder, throw to first. It is. Wow, they got him. I don't know what the deal is here, and I believe that Timber Creek thought that the ball that he was off the bag, so he's going to hold up at first. Highland has left the field, and now Timber Creek will as well. So we go to the bottom of the 6th, tie game, 6-6. And that is going to be a leadoff base hit. So a leadoff base hit by Matt Mullen, or rather by Vinny Davis. I guess because Mullen is out of the game, they're skipping through him in the order. There's C.J. Crowley. And there's the ball. And that'll be a wild pitch. Going to second will be Davis. Now the go-ahead run looms ever closer for Highland. There's a line drive into center field, a base hit. Catching it is Conway, coming to the plate. Here comes the throw. It is just offline, and it's 7-6. Highland takes the lead on a desperation single in the bottom of the 6th off the bat of Crowley. So how about it for them Tartans? In what's been a back and forth game, they have now taken a 7-6 lead. There's a strike. Well, how about it? Running the first will be Jenkins, and taking a very slow jog up the second is Crowley. Runners on first and second in a 7-6 game. And here's Corey Jenkins. Or rather, Luis Celis Rodriguez. Swing and a miss. Chasing upstairs, it's 0-1. Still no outs after back-to-back singles and a walk by Jenkins. And now their pitcher and catcher are going to talk it out. There's a bunt foul. To Celis Rodriguez, Robeson on deck for the Tartans. That's a ball. Pulled back on the bunt, pressed audibly there. It's a grounder foul. Still a 2-strike count to Rodriguez Celis, or to Celis Rodriguez rather. Oh, you know what? He bunted on strike 2, so yeah, that'll be an out. So 1 away. Here is Robeson. We're out there. Gonna do a little double switch here. Well, kid's got the wrong jersey on. They're not wearing their powder blues, buddy. I guess that might be the only one they have. So would that be Williams down there at second base again, number 8? Christian Williams? I don't know. I don't know, honestly, but quite interesting. So here is Robeson. 5th man to hit for the Tartans in a 7-6 ball game. Floated in the right center field, and it'll be taken in by Mr. Simpson, and there is 2 down. So here is Nick Witch. Trenton Holmes due up for the Tartans if this inning were to continue now that there's been 2 outs. But the Tartans have come around with a run to score and give them the lead in a 7-6 game. It's been back and forth, and it's been a darn good game. Here's the first pitch grounder out to third. Oh, he stumbles, and we are going to have a bases loaded jam. Seems like he may have caught too much of the grass on his cleat and just kind of went down face first. So now here is Witched, or rather Trenton Holmes. 2 down, bases loaded. C.J. Crowley's pinch runner is on third, being Williams. Corey Jenkins on second, Nick Witched on first, and here's a pop-up out to shallow left, and it is taken in by Dubler at short. So we go to the top of the seventh in the home stretch here in Highland, 7-6 Tartans. Top of the seventh, Vic Okendo is the first hitter for Timber Creek as there is a strike, 0-1. What a close game this has been, 7-6. Highland over the Timber Creek Chargers. You're watching coverage of Tri-County Conference Baseball here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. If you have any questions or comments about today's broadcast, drop me a line at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. Here's a pitch. Strike on the outside corner. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Okendo down on strikes. And here is Kyle Gleiser with one away. Outside, 1-0. Outside again, 2-0. Up and away. Got to settle in a rhythm here for Leo Ramos, or rather for Eric Ramos. Leo Ramos is on Timber Creek. That's ball 4. So a strikeout on 3 pitches, followed by a walk on 4. And here is Matt Newcomb. A double play ball could end it. Meanwhile, if Newcomb gets on, Timber Creek has a great chance of getting themselves back in a rhythm of tying the game back up. Upstairs. And now the infield is going to talk. Here's the pitch. Up and in. There's another ball. There's ball 4. Back-to-back walks. And Newcomb, with the second consecutive walk for the Chargers, puts the tying run in scoring position and the go-ahead run on base, as DJ Gore is going to come out here again. And he's going to talk to his man. He might have a change here. No, I think he's just going to talk to Ramos. Don't forget, folks, tomorrow we have Collingswood and Audubon, followed by Atlantic City and Bridgeton on Friday, courtesy of BFA Sports and Summers Point. They'll be at 4 o'clock. You can find that broadcast on the Game Changer app. New pitcher, by the way, for the Highland Tartans. It'll be number 3, which will be Luis Salas Rodriguez. We'll be right back after this with a Parolee's printing pitching change. Luis Salas Rodriguez, he will get the nod to close this one out with 2 on and 1 away for Timber Creek. They've had themselves one heck of a game, and so has Highland. It's really been back and forth from the get-go. First pitch from Salas Rodriguez is going to be a strike called to Chase Conway. He was 2 for 3, struck out in the second, and followed that up with a single and an RBI double. Or rather, an RBI single and a leadoff double in the 4th. That one's down low. Outside. Should be 2-1. Austin Dubler will have his 5th at bat next. He's gotten on base 3 out of 4 times, but still a great performance. Outside. We're not done yet. It ain't over till it's over, I tell you that much.
We're about to have a full house again.
Very well, good. 3 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch from Celis Rodriguez is a strike, and the count runs full. Runners on first and second. 1 away. Here's a ground ball lined off of the third baseman, and it will trickle in the left field, and the bases are loaded again. Chase Conway gets himself aboard with a line drive single that doesn't leave the infield dirt, and we have a full house. No more room at the inn with the bases loaded. Lizer moves up to third, Newcomb to second, and Conway on first. Here is Austin Dubler, grounded out in the first, singled and scored in the third, walked in the fourth, and tripled in the sixth. There's a strike, a called one, and it's 0-1. I mean, this is going to be huge if Highland can get out of it, but it will also be huge if Timber Creek can take the lead. He'll step off. The 0-1 to Dubler is a strike, a low call. It's 0-2. I mean, I can't judge too much because I'm at an angle and I'm also in the outfield, so I'm pretty far away, but here we go. The 0-2 pitch. Fouled. Oh. After this will be Braden Simpson, who has driven in a run back in the third and also had a single and a walk to his record this afternoon. Another swing and a foul. Here's the 0-2. Luis Celis Rodriguez trying to play hero. Another foul ball.
I think he twisted his ankle when he went around.
Yeah, I don't know. He's stepping out. Might have rolled over something right there.
It looked like his ankle. He twisted it a little bit when he went around.
Yeah, definitely trying to put 110% effort into that swing. John Cates, Timber Creek's head coach, is going to talk to him.
Needs a minute to walk it up.
Yeah, I didn't notice that, so that's a great catch by you. But yeah, definitely not something you want, especially in this part of the ball game. You don't know.
That's the mom view when the kids get hurt.
The moms suddenly become nurses.
Yep.
Here we go. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Bases loaded for Timber Creek. Highland trying to hang on by a thread, and Celis Rodriguez will step off. So a long wait in between pitches. Here we go again. The 0-2. Inside. And a little bit low, 1-2. In the dirt, 2-2. Here we go. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To Austin Dubler. And the pitch is a swing and a fly ball out to right center field. It is over the head of everyone. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in, and it's going to roll under the fence, and it will be a ground rule double. And Timber Creek has taken the lead again.
2 score?
I think so, but don't take my word on it. I think, hold on. Yeah, I think, no, hold on. Who's the runner on third? It is Conway. So I believe the score is 7-7. No, it is 8-7. Yeah, because Leiser scored and Newcomb scored. Conway goes to third. My math was wrong, sorry.
Yeah, there was 2 base hits.
First pitch is a ball.
You got runners in front.
Second and third. 1 down. Timber Creek leads 8-7. The biggest lead that anyone has had in this ball game is 2 runs, which was held by the Highland Tartans early on in a 4-2 lead, but so much has changed since. There's a strike, 1-1.
These teams seem so equally matched that it's just been back and forth.
Well, they're both 3-5. The only difference is that Timber Creek is trying to win their first game in over a week. They've lost 5 in a row. So this could be a redemption, a little bit of vengeance. Here's a ground ball. That's going to trickle in the center field. Coming around and scoring is Conway. And scoring on the feet first slide is Dubler. 2-run single. Braden Simpson, and Timber Creek has gone from down and out to right back in it. It's a 3-run lead for the Chargers. It's 10-7. Highland has absolutely had the train fall off the tracks in the 7th inning in their home court.
Well, they still get their chance, though, at the bottom.
They still will have their chance, and that is very true, as it's upstairs to Scanlon. So Conway and Dubler scored on that 2-run single. And if there's anything, 1, 2, and 3 will be the first to bat for Highland in the bottom half of the 7th. There's the ball. I mean, what a turn of events this has been. Timber Creek got the ball rolling and it didn't stop. Did not pass go, did not collect $200, but we have a 3-run lead. And here's a ground ball. That will go to short. And it's booted. Throw to first is gonna be in time. But Simpson is safe at second. So Simpson advances, and that's going to technically be a 6-4-3 ground out, which don't see that every day. And here is Nick Traynor. As Highland trailing by 3, if Timber Creek wins this game, they would improve to 4-5. If Highland lost, if Highland loses, they would fall to 3-6 on the young season. Swing and a miss by Traynor. 0-1. 2 outs and a runner on second for Timber Creek. They have turned around and have hit jackpot, scoring 4 runs in a 10-7 ball game. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Hefty hack by Traynor. It's 0-2. Again, first 3 will be the top of the order. with Carfagno, Davis, and Crowley, who was the hero just a half inning ago, but will have to play hero again to keep his team in the running. The 0-2 pitch. Swinging a fly ball out to left. That's a fair ball. It'll hook down the left field line. Scoring is Simpson. RBI single by Nick Traynor, and the onslaught continues. It's 11-7. He's the 8th batter of the inning and has driven in the 5th run for the Chargers in what has been an electric game, no pun intended. It's 11-7. And again, Robeson will go out to talk to Salith Rodriguez. Wow. So here is Cole Erickson as Timber Creek well into their 5th go-around in the order. Erickson is 1 for 4, had a single in the 4th, but otherwise popped out, struck out, and grounded out. So he had all of the variable ways to get out. There's a foul ball. Back to the screen, 0-1. What a game this has been. I guess. That picked up well. The 0-1. Now he's going to step back. Runner's going down to second. And he pokes that one to keep the at-bat alive. It's 0-2. Well, that was a foul ball, so it's a moot point. Go back to first. Here we go. The 0-2. Swing and a fly ball. Shallow center field. And that will be taken in by the shortstop, Mr. Well, I don't know who that is because Celis Rodriguez is on the mound. So, regardless, Highland makes the play, but the damage is done. 5-run score for Timber Creek. They now look to hang on to said lead, 11-7, going to the bottom of the 7th. Well, Highland was trying to play hero in the bottom of the 6th, and then Timber Creek tried to do the same in the 7th and succeeded, scoring 5 runs in the top of the 7th. Big thanks to a ground rule double by Chase Conway, or rather, by Austin Dubler. It's been a fun one. 11-7, Timber Creek over Highland, and now Highland for the 2nd time this afternoon is looking to play hero. It's been a long one. We started this game at 3:45. We're approaching the 3-hour mark. Although the game did get started a little bit behind schedule, but that's outside. Should be 2-0 as 9 men came to the plate for the Chargers, scoring 5, and here's a slow grounder foul, 2-1. Here we go. Breaking ball outside. Matt Newcomb is the new pitcher for Timber Creek. It's a Pearlie's printing pitching change. And it's going to be a full count. Here we go. The offering from Newcomb. And that's ball 4. Robert Carfagno will walk to lead off the 7th. Just seems like nobody wants to win this game. I mean, I'm sorry, but wow. This has been just an insane version of a high-scoring game ever since the start.
It's a seesaw game.
It is a seesaw game, and right now seesaw is all the way up on the edge of Sicklerville and Timber Creek, and it may start to come crashing down ever shortly. But Carfagno with a walk, and now Highland is in their 5th go-around of the order. So what I'm confused about is that Mullen was skipped last time in the order, but he's going to bat again. So this is only his 4th appearance of the game. Everyone else has had 4 and is going into their 5th. That one is outside. It's going to be 1-1 for Mullen. Vinny Davis is next for Highland. Here's a oh, what a catch, and they're going to double him off. Wow! A line drive right back to Newcomb. That's why he plays third base, because the hot corner shows no mercy and no time for error. And that's exactly what Matt Newcomb just did. Holy goodness. A line drive caught at the mound and an automatic double play on the throw back to first. Here is Vinny Davis, who takes a strike. So here is Matt Newcomb with Timber Creek up by 4, looking to hang on to a wild victory. Here we go. Yeah, the sun's not going to be up for a whole lot longer, so it's a good thing that they're having a chance to end the game now. That's away. It's 2-1. Down in the dirt, 3-1. Two outs, bases empty, Timber Creek up by 4, and a 3-1 count to Vinny Davis. C.J. Crowley, who's reached base all 4 times, he is next. But I think Highland's chances of winning really dropped dramatically after having themselves that line drive double play. I mean, you could not have timed that any better for the Chargers. 3-2. 2 outs. Timber Creek looking for their first win in a while. And there it is. Strike 3 called. Matt Newcomb will end the game on a strikeout, looking to Vinny Davis. And for the first time since April 6th, a total of 13 days ago, the Chargers of Timber Creek in Sicklerville are back in the win column. Highland is sent home at their home turf with an 11-7 loss to the Timber Creek Chargers here in Tri-County Conference play. It was a fun one, but that line drive back to Matt Newcomb is really what set it off. Your player of the game today is Austin Dubler with that ground rule double to give Timber Creek the lead in the top of the 7th. He played hero before Highland could respond back in the 7th, and he is our Doug Does Anything player of the game for the player that can do anything. There will be no on-field interview today, but folks, keep in mind that tomorrow we'll be back in Audubon for coverage of Green Wave baseball as they face the Collingswood Panthers, who are off to a hot start at 6-2. So we'll see how they fare in that Colonial Conference clash. From everybody here at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, my graphics crew, Gavin Van Rel and Caleb Lane, my producer, Donna Wilkins, I'm Dan Wilkins. We'll see you tomorrow with Collingswood and Audubon here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Good night, everybody.